Longtail Nightmare. Longtail Nightmare. Hi everyone, Sandeep here. Today we are going to discuss about long-tail nightmare. So this term pops up during your digital transformation journey. So maybe as a leader, you have already implemented large processes such as CRM or IT, ERP. Now you are feeling a bit relaxed, but every now and then, people from your organization they would come up and then you discover from them that there are many smaller processes exist here and there which do not fit into these well defined industry processes. So you as a leader then it is your job as well to find out such processes and then try to bring them under the umbrella of your digital transformation. That and this is the hardest bit really, and that this is why primarily it is being said that digital transformation is very easy to start, but it is one of the toughest thing as a leader for you to finish everything because of this long tail processes. So let's hop onto the screen here. So I have this screen here. Hopefully it explains the thing that I'm trying to explain here. So on the left hand side, you can see all the industry defined processes, big processes such as CRM, ITI, CM, ERP, and it's very easy to implement them. The industry is very well defined. The tool sets are easily available. The processes and the advisors, the implementation partners, they are easily available. So all you have to do is to find out such people, such experts, engage them, and then help you implement these processes. So done and dusted, all the big processes. But then you come across these processes which do not have any name. They only live within your organization, and when you go to different organization in every enterprise, there are tens of such processes, if not hundreds. Even maybe large enterprises may have thousands of such processes, where in individual teams, in smaller pockets, in silos, they have been working, and the managers and the leaders, they only know the outcome of those processes, but they don't actually know how it is being, how the team actually works, the internal dynamics of the team, of how they get it done. So how do you solve this? So this thing is famously called as long tail nightmare. So let's go to the drawing board here, and I have written down a framework what you can use as a leader to solve these processes. So first of all, you have to discover the ghost processes. They don't have any name. They exist right in the smaller teams, in smaller pockets. And as I said, like you have a job to find out these ghost processes. So the ideal way of doing is to find out the leaders of individual teams, have them discuss with you, or maybe have a mechanism that these processes are discovered and then reported back to you, so that you as a leader know that yes, there are such processes, they live within the enterprise. So once you have done that, maybe you have a list of, let's say, 40-45 processes who do not fit into the larger defined industry processes. Once you have then next you may already have a digital transformation advisor. You have to go to them and you have to challenge them. You have to tell them that, hey, look, you have done the bigger bits which are relatively easier to implement. Now I have this long tail process, like 40-45 or whatever the number of processes you have discovered till now. Now how do I automate them? How do I bring them under the coverage of my digital transformation? So work out with them. They will give you a way of and it would vary from one process to other. That is why it is not very easy to tell in this presentation, of course. So once you have them onboarded onto your plan, next thing would be to find out the right tool. Now there are many tools available, and your job along with your transformation advisor is to find the right set of tool set where you can host these processes. So if I go back to the bigger processes, it is very well defined. For CRM, you may be taking Salesforce or HubSpot, whatever the tool. This video is not to endorse any particular tool. For IT, you may have like ServiceNow, Kissflow kind of solutions, and there are many other there are defined tools available for each of these processes, already. But for these smaller processes, you have to find a tool that suits very well. I mean, the first thing that you have to think is that if you were to implement all these smaller processes, and every process has its own implementation time, so we are now talking about years of time for you to finally implement all these processes onto the platform. So first of all, the tool has to be very flexible, and my favorite are the low code no code kind of tool, where you don't have to spend like weeks and months of time to implement, and the implementation cycle has to be very small. Like you may have like weekly sprint wherein the entire gamut of processes, they have to be implemented one by one. So the tool selection has to be very crucial here. Once you have done that, the implementation cycle has to be shortened, and you can follow the agile methodology, wherein like you will just implement a small part and then measure its effectiveness and then keep on adding stuff on top of it. So that's the right way of doing it. Like there are many low code no code tools available nowadays, like Kissflow is one of the good example which you can utilize. And then once you have found out the right tool that you want to use, then the next step is kind of like you can either take the citizenship development way, or you can find a implementation partner. So I'll take this one by one. So the term for citizenship development is in your organization, there will be process owners or service owners for those ghost processes. You have to discover them, and those people are the one who know the process very well. So once you give them a kind of toolkit, a kind of tool set that they themselves can develop and automate that process on the platform. As I said, the platform has to be very easy. It has to be no code or low code, as the name suggests. And once you have that, and then give them a little bit of training so that they understand. So for a process, there are three basic steps. One is to define the process, then the underlying workflow, and third, who can see what, like the access control part of it. So by training the process owners, you can foster a citizenship development culture where they can implement their own process and maintain it. This is one of the way, but it may not be well suited in enterprises. In many cases, you would still end up hiring implementation partner who are good at doing this. So then comes this this point here, that you have to find the right implementation partner who can develop rapid development for you in a small span of time. Remember that these processes are smaller, but they are large in numbers. So you have to think from that point of view, and you have to implement that. So that's the key basically. So right from the discovery phase of the process and to the implementation, you have to keep an eye and then measure the performance that is being done, whether all the processes are being discovered and being implemented. That oversight you have to do. I hope this helps you as a leader. If you are doing digital transformation, keep this in mind and try to look from the broader point of view, that not only the bigger processes the easy processes, although they are bigger, they are easy to implement, and then the long tail process list of processes you have to implement. So yeah, if you like this video, share it within your network. If you know someone who may be helpful, who may find this video useful, share it with them, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.